Hello students, I am back with today's English class. Hope all of you are doing fine. Students, do you have any animal as a pet at home? Most probably you will be having a cat or a dog. And some might have a fish or rabbit or parrots, any kind of birds. Yes? Students, did you anytime have a desire to have an animal as a pet which you observed in a garden or a park? Okay, you're wondering what kind of animal is it? Okay. Can I give any clues? Then you will be able to guess. So, like it has a bushy tail and it is a very exciting and entertaining animal and it runs very fast here and there. You couldn't guess? Okay, it's Squirrel. Today's poem 1, The Squirrel by Midfred Bowers Armstrong, an American poet. Students, before we go into the detail of the poem, let us know what you will be learning at the end of today's class. You will be able to appreciate the poetry. You will enhance your imaginary skills. You will be able to like read the poem or recite the poem with rhyme, style and rhythm. Okay students, let's not waste time. Let's get into the poem. Please open textbook page 17. Yes students, I will be reading the poem, the whole poem. It's a very small poem, don't worry. Okay, I'll be reading the poem. You please look into your textbooks and I'll be explaining it line by line. The squirrel. He wore a question mark for tail, an overcoat of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. He liked to tease and play. And if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. Yes, the first line I'm reading. He wore a question mark for tail. Students, here he refers to the squirrel. And wore is the past tense of wear. And what is the poet telling us? That it's not wearing any question mark. It says that its tail resembles the shape of a or the form of a question mark. Yes, an overcoat of grey. What's the meaning of overcoat? Overcoat is a kind of garment which you wear on already worn clothes is called as an overcoat. Now here grey. See, check the spelling grey. He has given us in the poetry as Gray. Actually, the poet being an American poet, the spelling is an American English, so it is grey. Actually, the meaning of grey is an intermediate color between black and white. Yes? And when it is to our British English, we say Grey, grey. So here the poet is telling us that the squirrel's coat or the fur is the color of grey. He sat up straight to eat a nut. Now maybe he found its food. Usually squirrels eat berries or nuts. Yes, small insects like it will be eating. So maybe it found a nut. And how does it eat the nut? It sits straight and eats the nut. He liked to tease and play. What's the meaning of tease? Tease is to make fun of or joke on someone, or joke with someone, or crack a joke on someone, make someone a fool. Yes, it's tease. You'll be teasing, no, your brothers and sisters, isn't it? So here, now you might be wondering like, how will a squirrel tease and play with us? No, it is actually related to the next two lines. Let's check. And if we ran around his tree, he went the other way. So Like suppose we go near to it, and what does it do? It tries to run off very fast the other way. So it is trying to tease and play with us. Yes, children, that is all about the poem The Squirrel by Mildred Bowers Armstrong. Students, I'll be sharing a video with you. Please go through it. And before that, I would like to sum up the poetry, what the poet feels actually about the squirrel. Maybe our poet was actually going around for a walk or something in a garden or a park, and he might have come across this animal squirrel, and it may be admired its entertaining way of doing things. So it describes the poem in the, I mean, its appearance and the way it behaves. Yes, students, before I end up the class, will you note down the homework? I want you to write a small paragraph on your experience. Like what kind of experiences? You went somewhere to a park and you saw, or maybe near your house, you might have seen a squirrel, and how did you feel when you saw the squirrel, and what did you experience? Like, how did you feel? Will you please write it in the form of a paragraph? That's all.
If you live in the eastern or midwestern United States or southeastern Canada, then the eastern gray squirrel is probably a familiar sight. It is a tree squirrel with gray fur, a white underside, and a large bushy tail. It has adapted well in urban areas where it has relatively few predators. These squirrels dine on seeds, nuts, and tree bark, and it is called a scatter hoarder because of its tendency to bury food in numerous small holes and come back later, as much as several months later, to recover its treasure. The eastern gray squirrel breeds twice a year and gives birth in February or March, and then again in June or July. Each litter will usually have 2 to 4 young squirrels, and these cute little critters will live about 12 years in the wild.
That's all for today. Thank you. See you in my next class. Bye.